Hi friends, we are going to talk about various topics in electrical engineering, how to select a EEE project, what are the different areas available and how to face the review. Hi friends, we'll see about electrical projects. So what are the steps in selection of the project? You have to browse the net for papers. In Google you can type the topic of your interest. Then select at least 4 papers in your area of interest and give the papers to your guide and let your guide select the topic from the 4 papers. It is always better to take a project in the area in which your guide is strong so that you get guidance. So what are the steps in the project? You have to modify your circuit or system and do some mathematical analysis, then do some design calculations. If similar circuit is available in a standard textbook, you can take that formula and do the design. Or in Google, if you type design of such and such a circuit, you get the formula. With that formula, you make the calculation. So in the paper, some author has given some circuit. Whether it is right or wrong, we verify with the help of simulation. So the first level of happiness you get in simulation because you get the waveforms what you see in the paper. The next level is hardware. You try to implement it in the hardware and you see the same waveform in the CRO. So in today's talk, I would like to cover some 4 areas. First area, power electronic converters. Second area, electric vehicles. Then wind power generation and FACTS converters. So in power electronic converters, you find some papers on quadratic boost converter. Output voltage is input voltage divided by 1 minus d the whole square. Because 1 minus d whole square is a quadratic equation, this converter is called quadratic boost converter. You can also work on KY boost converter. Or you can work on high step up converter to get higher voltage. Stacked boost converters also give higher voltage because number of capacitors are in series. You can work on interleaved boost converter which reduces the ripple. When you are working on DC to DC converters, the output side you have to do simulation once with R load, RL load, motor load or battery load, etc. You have to give more results for different reviews, so you have to do more cases. If you have committed for closed loop, you can also do closed loop simulation. The next is wind power generation. To convert bad power quality supply into good power quality supply, we use a rectifier and an inverter. Instead of normal rectifier, you can go for Vienna rectifier. Instead of normal inverter, you can go for resonant inverter or any inverter with some new PWM. You can do your project. If you take microgrid, you have DC to DC converter, inverter, etc. You can try with a different type of DC to DC converter and make comparison with the existing paper. You can go for battery charger circuit or wind generator based or grid based charger circuit. Your micro wind generator gives low voltage of 48 volts. So with a diode rectifier, you convert it into 48 volts DC. Then a DC to DC converter will convert that 48 volts DC into 400 volts DC. For DC fast charging, we use 400 volts. How we do that? We convert that 48 volts DC into high frequency AC, then step it up. Then in the final stage, you convert AC into DC. The next area is electric vehicles. Bidirectional converter is used between your machine and the source. You can control how much power you want to feed it to the source, or vice versa, from DC source to the load, how much power you want to feed. So you can change the type of rectifier, type of inverter in this. You can work on cell balancing. Cell balancing means if a cell has higher voltage, another cell has lower voltage, then you transfer the energy from the cell with higher voltage to the cell with the lower voltage. So you use a DC to DC converter. Existing papers are worked on flyback converter. You can think of doing with some forward converter or cascaded converter. You can buy a e-cycle kit. In Amazon, you get a e-cycle kit for about 8,000 rupees. Then you can fix all the things and then test. That will be a good project. FACTS controllers. Somebody is trying to do combination of power electronics and power systems, they can go for fax controllers. So fax controllers, we are talking about DPFC, distributed power flow controller, which has one STATCOM and remaining all series converters. So one can use this DPFC in multi-bus system and then try, or HPFC, use it in a multi-bus system. HPFC stands for hybrid power flow controller. So it can be used in 14 bus system or 30 bus system, like, or you can also try them in microgrids. Microgrid means either 4 bus or 16 bus system. So when you go for project review, always you have to keep known content in the PPT. Whenever you keep some unknown content, when they ask questions, you will not be able to answer. And your review is like a court proceeding. They say that you have not done anything and you have to defend with your material or paper or calculations and inform the problems you face during design, during simulation, then they will appreciate you. So some important websites to buy components: robo.in, Kits and Spares, DigiKey, AliExpress, IndiaMart, RoboCraze. So in RoboCraze you get small motors and all at low cost. Important references for simulation: watch MATLAB demos. If you watch demos, you can do simulation by yourself. And Power Electronics Handbook by Rashid has covered various areas, various papers. You can easily get a title from that. And datasheetsforyou.com will be useful when you are trying to implement hardware. So please subscribe my channel Ramareddy Sakti. Thank you.